Hi friends, my name is Leslie, I'm a Dominican and living in Poland, and today we are talking about why Polish people like reggae so much. Something that caught my attention when I first came is how many people got braids done in African styles during the summer and how present the reggae music is in local festivals. This curiosity reached a peak when I began to work on this channel and discovered some reggae influences in songs going even back to the 80s. So my goal for today is to share my findings on why this connection was formed and why it's so important even today. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe, like this video and drop a comment down below. Chapter 1. The origins of ska and reggae. Our journey begins in Kingston, Jamaica, where in the early 1960s the upbeat and infectious rhythm of ska was born. A fusion of Caribbean calypso, jazz, and American R&B. Ska laid a foundation for reggae, which emerged later in the decades with its slower and more laid-back tempo. Internationally, reggae's rise can be largely credited to icons like Bob Marley. But reggae wasn't just about the music, it is a movement. Its themes of peace, resistance, and unity found resonance across the world, including in Poland, where political unrest and social struggle created a fertile ground for these powerful messages. Reggae's first brush with Poland came in the 1970s, when Polish radio stations began airing Bob Marley and the Wailers' music, largely because of their message of freedom and resistance, values that struck a chord with Poles living under communism. Chapter 2. The arrival in Poland. In the 1970s, as reggae's message of rebellion against oppression gained traction worldwide, it made its way to Eastern Europe, particularly to Poland. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. The Polish people were fighting for political freedom under communist rule, and the reggae's lyrics of resistance became anthems for the nation. The Solidarity movement, which championed workers' rights and political freedom, mirror many of the messages found in reggae. It wasn't just the sound of reggae, but the spirit. The call for social justice that resonated with a generation of Polish youth eager for change. While Bob Marley's songs became symbols of the Polish resistance, local radio DJs also started to sneak in Jamaican reggae tracks into their shows, sometimes disguising them as homegrown protest songs. Reggae concerts began to sprout up, offering not just a musical escape, but a sense of solidarity, a shared experience for the Poles who longed for freedom. And from this growing love for reggae, Poland's very own reggae and ska scene started to sprout. Chapter 3. The rise of Polish ska and reggae bands. As the demand for reggae grew, it wasn't long before Poland started to produce its own homegrown talent. Bands like Izrael, and Bakshish. Bands like Izrael, Alibabki, and Babkish pioneered the Polish reggae scene, blending the genre's Jamaican roots with uniquely Polish elements. Izrael, founded in 1983 by Robert Brylewski and Paweł Kellner, was one of the first Polish reggae bands. They combined reggae rhythms with Polish political and social commentary. Their music quickly became the voice of Poland's counterculture. Israel's name is often misunderstood. While it may sound like a political or religious reference, it was actually inspired by a Bob Marley song and reflected the band's desire for spiritual unity and peace. Another iconic group was Alibabki. They were actually an all-female vocal group that was known for blending Polish folk music with reggae and ska rhythms. They became popular for their harmony-rich vocals and were one of the first groups to perform reggae in Poland. Then came Bakshish, another reggae pioneer, formed in 1982. Unlike many of their contemporaries, Bakshish had a more spiritual Rastafarian influence. Their music often carried messages of peace, love, and a deep connection with nature. Bakshish frontman Jarek Boszczena once said in an interview that reggae connected Poles to a wider global movement. For many Poles, reggae wasn't just music, it was a call to find freedom, both spiritually and politically. Chapter 4. Ska's role and cultural impact. While reggae found its footing as a protest movement in Poland, ska emerged as the soundtrack for youth rebellion and energy. Ska's fast-paced beats and upbeat rhythms became the sound of the Polish underground, especially in the 1990s. One of the most prominent ska bands to emerge from Poland is Skankan, formed in the early 1990s, often credited with bringing ska to the forefront of Polish alternative music. Skankan's music was energetic and infused with humor, a perfect blend for Polish youth who wanted to dance and break free from societal norms. Sosnowiec, the hometown of Skankan, became known as the Polish Kingston in the ska community because of the city's overwhelming love for the genre. The rise of ska bands in Poland paralleled the growth of punk culture. The two genres often went hand in hand, creating a distinct counterculture that combined music, fashion, and a sense of rebellion. Ska's influence extended beyond the music scene, affecting Polish street art, fashion, and attitude. The Ostróda Reggae Festival became a huge cultural event in the early 2000s. It was more than just a festival, it was a gathering of like-minded people who felt connected to reggae's message of peace, unity, and rebellion. You could see the Polish youth embracing Rastafarian fashion, street vendors selling Caribbean-inspired food, and a true fusion of the cultures coming together. Chapter 5. Contemporary Polish ska and reggae. Fast forward to today, and Poland's love for ska and reggae remains as strong as ever. While the political landscape has changed, the message of peace, freedom, and resistance is still relevant. Pablo Pavo i Ludziki is a prime example of the new wave of Polish ska and reggae, blending reggae with elements of rock, electronic music, and Polish folk traditions. They've managed to bring these genres to a new generation of listeners. Pablo Pavo, the lead singer, is not just a musician but a poet, and his lyrics often delve into deeply personal stories, adding a new layer of emotional depth to Polish reggae. Other contemporary bands like Baba Muffin and Travnik continue to innovate, blending reggae and ska with modern beats and styles. These bands have kept the genre alive and relevant, not just in Poland but across Europe. From the streets of Kingston to the heart of Poland, ska and reggae have transcended borders, uniting people through their universal messages and rhythms. In Poland, these genres have not only found a home, but they have become integral to the nation's cultural fabric, reflecting its resilience, creativity, and spirit. What began as an underground movement has grown into a vibrant subculture that continues to thrive, inspire, and bring people together. Don't forget to please subscribe if you like this video, drop a like, drop a comment. Have you been to one of these reggae festivals here in Poland? I'm actually looking forward to maybe go to one of these myself, because the ones where I went, it was just like one band or something like that, but still, it's definitely something that makes me feel closer to my roots, being from the Caribbean myself. And yeah, it was so interesting to discover this connection, because I would have never guessed in a million years that Poland has such a strong connection to reggae. Well guys, thank you so much for staying, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!